Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, and in this video we will be understanding very important disease, which is Acanthamoeba keratitis. And as you can see from the name itself, it is the infection of eye infection caused by Acanthamoeba castellanii. This is the causative agent, and this is the infection caused by this particular organism. We'll know in detail about this particular organism, and let me show you how this organism looks like. So this is the illustration that I've created right over here. And as I think you can guess, this is Trophozoite stage. It usually has two different stages. One is Trophozoite, second one is cyst. I'll show you the cyst also. But let's talk about Acanthamoeba first. It's a free living amoeba which is present in soil, water, and also in air, right? So basically it is present in our environment. So we have it can be present in soil, it can be present in grass, it can be present in contaminated soil, it can be, because cyst can survive under these conditions, it can be present in water reservoirs. So you have to be very careful coming across to these different different type of environments. You need to be very careful because this organism can be present in different types of environments, including soil, water, and also, let's say, grass, right? Okay, so it's present in our environment, and what is the next thing we should be understanding about this particular pathogen? I'm calling it pathogen, right? Because it is causing an infection called Acanthamoeba keratitis. Research goal. At Research Goal, you will find research-driven courses that offer real research skills, data analysis training, and publication support. And best of all, it is incredibly affordable, costing less than other platforms. Join Research Goal today for free. Check out the link in the description box. It's an eye infection, and it can also lead to, and I have another illustration, so that will help you remember the infection caused by this organism. Look at this. Yeah. I don't know if you like this illustration. I've created the SVG by myself. It took a little bit time to create this SVG, and I just made this eye red just to show you that there is infection in the eye right over here because of this pathogen, Acanthamoeba. So Acanthamoeba, what this pathogen is causing, it's causing infection of eye. Usually, so it's not mainly focused on eye infection, and it will cause only the eye infection. The main reason is it's present in environment, and it can contaminate the glasses, especially the contact lenses. If someone is wearing contact lenses and it is not cleaned properly, that becomes a source of infection, and directly it can cause eye infection. And later on, if not treated, it can cause another infection which is called GAE. The full form of that is Granulomatous amoebic encephalitis. Encephalitis means inflammation of brain. It's a rare brain infection. So if the continuous infection is happening, a lot of amoeba is getting entered, the person is not caring about cleaning of the contact lenses and all, that can lead to this serious infection, right? So it's very important to understand the infection caused by this, and it has really strange kind of appearance that you're seeing. So it belongs to amoeba, right? Amoeba group, and there are different amoebas that we already discussed in this video. There is, you have Naegleria fowleri, that is also one of the different organism in that same group that can cause another kind of infection. If you want to know about that particular pathogen, you can just type Naegleria fowleri, and you will find that video. And you just have to type biology goal along with that, right? Okay, now let's talk about what is this? What is Trophozoite? We need to understand what is Trophozoite over here. So as you can see, Trophozoite has outer covering, right? Outer covering is there. So it has, and then there is inner sections. So as you can see, there is outer covering, outer layer, and then inner sections, right? So Trophozoites, they also have one important structure which is called Acanthopodia. These pin-like structures, are you able to see these pin-like structures? Let me zoom in, right? These sharp structures, these are Acanthopodia. These are not pseudopodia, right? The other amoeba, you will see pseudopodia, false leg. In this case, you will have Acanthopodia. Acanthopodia are much sharper than pseudopodia. So these are Acanthopodia, these spine-like projections that are present on the surface. And inside that, you will have ectoplasm. So basically, you will have cytoplasm, right? It will be divided into ectoplasm, and it will be divided into endoplasm. So endoplasm will have different things. Ectoplasm will have different things. But endoplasm, I was saying endoplasmic reticulum because it sounds like very close to endoplasmic reticulum, right? It's not endoplasmic reticulum, but endoplasma, and it contains mitochondria, lysosomes, vacuoles, all those structures that I've already created. It has nucleus right over here. You have vacuoles, you have lysosomes, you have different structures. Mitochondria is also there, right? And then you have ectoplasma. Ectoplasma is more like just gel-like, more jelly kind of gelatinous, you can say, substance, right? Which is present on the outside. There you don't see those organelles because it's more required for locomotion, because it will change shape and a lot of dynamics will happen in this range. So that is why you don't have much organelles in the ectocyte. Ecto means outside, endo means inside. So that is why you have endoplasm, you have ectoplasm. And in ectoplasm, you have what? These spine-like projection. I hope you remember. These are called Acanthopodia. The size of this trophozoite is usually 15 to 35 micrometer. So it's not that big that you're seeing right now. Not equal to the face of the human, right? So that you have to remember. Next is, let's talk about the second structure, which is cyst. So I will be moving this right over here because I'll be explaining the life cycle, right? So this guy is present in these environments, right? So this is coming from these environments. So now we have trophozoite stage, but the trophozoite is not going to come from the environment. Environment will have cyst form, and that's the cyst form over here. Another illustration that I've created. Okay, so as you can see in cyst also, very, very common things are there, but you will not have Acanthopodia, those pseudopodias, they are not going to be there. Okay, so we need to understand this. Now, what you're seeing right over here is cyst will have two protective walls, the outer wall and the inner wall. Outer wall is known as ectocyst. It's more wrinkled and protein-rich layer. And then you have endocyst, which is inner layer made up of cellulose. So we'll have another layer, that whitish layer you're seeing is the endocyst. It's more cellulose-containing material. Cellulose is tough. We all know that, right? So this cyst is going to protect our organism from various environmental factors. Okay, so that includes drying, UV radiation, disinfectants, and antimicrobial drugs. All those things are no longer effective against this particular stage. This is called cyst. So now what will happen? Cyst will come from this environment because dryness, moisture, and all those things, they are not going to affect or influence the physiology of the cyst. So cyst will get converted into trophozoite, and how that will happen, we'll understand that, right? So you'll have two stages. One is trophozoite, second one is cyst, and that is important for the life cycle of this particular pathogen. Oh, we already understood that. Okay, what is the significance of the cyst and trophozoite? Now let's talk about the cyst formation or trophozoite formation. So what happens is trophozoite is the form where if nutrient is available, nutrient is in high amount, bacteria is enjoying, it will be in the cyst form because that is metabolically active. It can move around, it can divide, it can multiply. It's interesting, right? In biology, you have the same word for multiplication and division, but in mathematics, it's different totally. So it can multiply, it can divide, and increase in number, and that will happen because of the mitosis. So I also have illustration for that. So this represents the mitosis over here. So what will happen? This cyst, when nutrient is available, it will get converted into the cyst form, right? So you will have like trophozoite will get converted into the cyst form, right? So how that will happen, that stage is called, that is another stage. We'll call it as, let's say, Excystation, right? Excystation, or, you have two words, Excystation, and then you have Encystation, formation of cyst, then, removal of, or formation of trophozoite from the cyst. All these words are really, really important. You need to remember those. So as you can see, the cyst is coming out from, so we need to actually move these two things right over here, right? So when cyst is going to get converted into like this structure, where the internal structure is coming out from that, breaking the wall, and then this will form the trophozoite, and then you will have, again, this will get converted into cyst form. So that cycle is a very, very simple cycle for this particular pathogen, okay? So this will get converted into this stage, and that stage will get converted into this. So basically, this is the intermediate one, right? It's a transit where the conversion is happening. These are the two main stages. The organism will spend a lot of time in these two stages. Either it will be in the trophozoite form, it will be in the cyst form. So cyst form will be in the environment, and trophozoite will be inside the host, like humans. Okay. And how it causes the disease, that is also very, very important to understand. So Acanthamoeba, what it does when it goes inside the human eye, it will use various factors, like it will use mannose binding protein. It's also known as MBP. You can also write it down somewhere. It's a really important point. MBP is important for attachment. You have other factors like you have proteases, you have immune evasion. Proteases are required to cleave the protein architecture so that it can actually enter inside the eye and also move from the eye to the brain, right? Proteases are the enzymes that can cleave your proteins. So that is another important aspect. Next is it can also hide itself from the immune system that is present in our body. That is called immune evasion, right? So that is another important topic for discussion, that how Acanthamoeba is hiding from immune system. Usually most of the parasites, they have the ability to hide from the immune system. That is called immune evasion. Okay, next disease we have already discussed, which is Acanthamoeba keratitis, eye infection. Second one is encephalitis, Granulomatous amoebic encephalitis, GAE. Okay, and usually that GAE happens in case of immunocompromised patients. So immunocompromised patients means patients with the weak immune system, like patients who are cancer patients. Maybe they have some diseases like AIDS. Their immune system is weak, and those usually get those kind of infections, which is brain infection, right? So there are various diagnostic measures. PCR-based diagnostic tests are available, microscopic tests are available, but usually, they are easy to perform. And once there is any kind of infection, that can be easily detected if patient goes to the clinics on time, and if the therapy is being taken on time, because there are new therapeutic agents. There are already available therapeutic agents that can take care of that infection. It's not that challenging infection to actually treat, right? So that is most of the important things regarding Acanthamoeba castellanii. I hope this parasite, you were able to understand its life cycle, and it was not that difficult. Usually amoeba, they are not spending too much time in different hosts. You have only one host in this case, right? You don't have a definitive host or like intermediate host. You have one host, and humans are getting infected. Cyst to trophozoite stage is the main life cycle here. All right, so I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, take care, everyone.